Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 126 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be May 6th if you're starting at the beginning of the new year. Practicing the Holy Instant. This course is not beyond immediate learning unless you believe that what God wills takes time, and this means only that you would rather delay the recognition that her will is so. The Holy Instant is this instant and every instant. The one you want it to be, it is. The one you would not have it be is lost to you. You must decide when it is. Delay it not. For beyond the past and future, where you will not find it, it stands in shimmering readiness for your acceptance. Yet you cannot bring it into glad awareness while you do not want it, for it holds the whole release from littleness. Your practice must therefore rest upon your willingness to let all littleness go. The instant in which magnitude dawns upon you is but as far away as your desire for it. As long as you desire it not and cherish littleness instead, by so much is it far from you. By so much as you want it, will you bring it nearer. Think not that you can find salvation in your own way and have it. Give over every plan you have made for your salvation in exchange for God's. Her will content you, and nothing else can bring you peace. For peace is of God, and no one beside her. Be humble before her, and yet great in her, and value no plan of the ego before the plan of God. For you leave empty your place in her plan, which you must fill if you would join with me, by your decision to join in any plan but hers. I call you to fulfill your holy part in the plan that she has given to the world for its release from littleness. God would have her host abide in perfect freedom. Every allegiance to a plan of salvation apart from her diminishes the value of her will for you in your own mind. And yet, it is your mind that is the host to her. Would you learn how perfect and immaculate is the holy altar on which your mother has placed herself? This you will recognize in the holy instant, in which you willingly and gladly give over every plan but hers, for there lies peace, perfectly clear because you have been willing to meet its conditions. You can claim the holy instant any time and anywhere you want it. In your practice, try to give over every plan you have accepted for finding magnitude in littleness. It is not there. Use the holy instant only to recognize that you alone cannot know where it is, and can only deceive yourself. I stand within the holy instant, as clear as you would have me, and the extent to which you learn to accept me is the measure of time in which the holy instant will be yours. I call to you to make the holy instant yours at once, for the release from littleness in the mind of the host of God depends on willingness and not on time. The reason this course is simple is that the truth is simple. Complexity is of the ego, and is nothing more than the ego's attempt to obscure the obvious. You could live forever in the holy instant, beginning now and reaching to eternity, but for a very simple reason. Do not obscure the simplicity of this reason, for if you do, it will be only because you prefer not to recognize it and not to let it go. The simple reason, simply stated, is this. The holy instant is a time in which you receive and give perfect communication. This means, however, that it is a time in which your mind is open, both to receive and give. It is the recognition that all minds are in communication, and therefore seeks to change nothing, but merely to accept everything. How can you do this when you would prefer to have private thoughts and keep them? The only way you could do that would be to deny the perfect communication that makes the holy instant what it is. You believe you can harbor thoughts you would not share, and that salvation lies in keeping thoughts to yourself alone. For in private thoughts, known only to yourself, you think you find a way to keep what you would have alone, and share what you would share. And then you wonder why it is that you are not in full communication with those around you, and with God, who surrounds all of you together. Every thought you would keep hidden shuts communication off because you would have it so. It is impossible to recognize perfect communication while breaking communication holds value to you, Ask yourself honestly, would I want to have perfect communication, and am I wholly willing to let everything that interferes with it go forever? If the answer is no, then the Holy Spirit's readiness to give it to you is not enough to make it yours, for you are not ready to share it with her, and it cannot come into a mind that has decided to oppose it. For the holy instant is given and received with equal willingness, being the acceptance of the single will that governs all thought. The necessary condition for the holy instant does not require that you have no thoughts that are not pure, but it does require that you have none that you would keep. Innocence is not of your making. It is given you the instant you would have it. Atonement would not be if there were no need for it. You will not be able to accept perfect communication as long as you would hide it from yourself. For what you would hide is hidden from you. In your practice, then, try only to be vigilant against deception, and seek not to protect the thoughts you would keep to yourself. Let the Holy Spirit's purity shine them away, and bring all your awareness to the readiness for purity she offers you. Thus will she make you ready to acknowledge that you are host to God, and hostage to no one and to nothing. It comes out and says that the main thing that keeps us from the holy instant, which is the doorway to connecting to all that is our desire for privacy. That flies in the face of all human conventional wisdom. We believe that we need our privacy in order to survive, in order to thrive in this world. If we think about it, are we ready for paradise? In paradise, all minds are open to one another. There are no secrets. As long as we have thoughts that we're not willing to have be known to all, and we're ashamed of them, we're not ready. I suppose if we're in the practice of saying, that thought is meaningless, and then inviting the Holy Spirit to let us know what her perspective is, and invite her to share her perspective with us, if we're in the practice of doing that, then we are in essence, constantly letting go of thoughts that would be harmful to that state of perfect openness and flowing thought sharing between people. I've had this funny idea in my head that just as in our current version of reality, we have bodily functions that we excuse ourselves around, whether it's a sneeze or a hiccup or a burp or digestive noises, and we go, oh, excuse me, pardon me. I imagine souls who are learning to live in paradise, where our minds are open to each other, but our egos are still present and occasionally have outbursts of doing what egos do. I'm imagining people after, the ego pops in and makes some judgmental comment or some rude thought and go, oh my, pardon my ego. And with that, back to your regularly scheduled program. Lesson 126. All that I give is given to myself. Today's idea, completely alien to the ego and the thinking of the world, is crucial to the thought reversal that this course will bring about. If you believed this statement, there would be no problem in complete forgiveness, certainty of goal, and sure direction. You would understand the means by which salvation comes to you and would not hesitate to use it now. Let us consider what you do believe in place of this idea. It seems to you that other people are apart from you and able to behave in ways which have no bearing on your thoughts, nor yours on theirs. Therefore, your attitudes have no effect on them, and their appeals for help are not in any way related to your own. You further think that they can sin without affecting your perception of yourself, while you can judge their sin and yet remain apart from condemnation and at peace. When you forgive a sin, there is no gain to you directly. You give charity to one unworthy, merely to point out that you are better, on a higher plane than she whom you forgive. She has not earned your charitable tolerance, which you bestow on one unworthy of the gift, because her sins have lowered her beneath a true equality with you. She has no claim on your forgiveness. It holds out a gift to her, but hardly to yourself. Thus is forgiveness basically unsound, a charitable whim, benevolent yet undeserved, a gift bestowed at times, at other times withheld, unmerited, Withholding it is just, nor is it fair that you should suffer when it is withheld. The sin that you forgive is not your own. Someone apart from you committed it, and if you then are gracious unto her by giving her what she does not deserve, the gift is no more yours than was her sin. If this be true, forgiveness has no grounds on which to rest dependably and sure. It is an eccentricity in which you sometimes choose to give indulgently an undeserved reprieve, yet it remains your right to let the sinner not escape the justified repayment for her sin. Think you the Lady of Heaven would allow the world's salvation to depend on this? Would not her care for you be small indeed if your salvation rested on a whim? You do not understand forgiveness. As you see it, it is but a check upon overt attack, without requiring correction in your mind. It cannot give you peace as you perceive it. It is not a means for your release from what you see in someone other than yourself. It has no power to restore your unity with her to your awareness. It is not what God intended it to be for you. Not having given her the gift she asks of you, you cannot recognize her gifts and think she has not given them to you. Yet would she ask you for a gift unless it was for you? Could she be satisfied with empty gestures and evaluate such petty gifts as worthy of her child? Salvation is a better gift than this. And true forgiveness, as the means by which it is attained, must heal the mind that gives, for giving is receiving. What remains as unreceived has not been given, but what has been given must have been received. Today, we try to understand the truth that giver and receiver are the same. You will need help to make this meaningful because it is so alien to the thoughts to which you are accustomed. But the help you need is there. Give her your faith today and ask her that she share your practicing in truth today. And if you only catch a tiny glimpse of the release that lies in the idea we practice for today, this is a day of glory for the world. Give 15 minutes twice today to the attempt to understand today's idea. It is the thought by which forgiveness takes its proper place in your priorities. It is the thought that will release your mind from every bar to what forgiveness means and let you realize its worth to you. In silence, close your eyes upon the world that does not understand forgiveness and seek sanctuary in the quiet place where thoughts are changed and false beliefs laid by. Repeat today's idea and ask for help in understanding what it really means. Be willing to be taught. Be glad to hear the voice of truth and healing speak to you, and you will understand the words she speaks and recognize she speaks your words to you. As often as you can, remind yourself you have a goal today, an aim which makes this day of special value to yourself and all your sisters. Do not let your mind forget this goal for long, but tell yourself, all that I give is given to myself. The help I need to learn that this is true is with me now, and I will trust her. Then spend a quiet moment opening your mind to her correction and her love, and what you hear of her, you will believe, for what she gives will be received by you. In the statement, forgiving is receiving, it's beautiful because we have the word forgiving, forgive. And it's talking about how giving is receiving. When we forgive, we are giving what we would receive. This lesson is reminding us that everything we think about forgiveness is not accurate. We think of it as something we are bestowing on someone else whose fault is their own. But forgiveness asks us to share in the responsibility for any sin committed because we are one. Therefore, if any person in all the universe does harm, we share in that responsibility. The fact that we perceive harm as happening at all means we are not healed. True forgiveness is an invitation to have our own mind be corrected, to have our own mind be healed. And it is only in realizing that we open ourselves to true forgiveness. And again, this lesson acknowledges that we need help because this does not come naturally to us. This flies in the face of all conventional wisdom. This is not what we've been taught. It is alien to us. And again, it used the word alien. The teachings of heaven are alien to us. We're so far away from them. We've spent so many millions of years of time compounding guilt and making it real and pushing it away and seeing it outside of ourselves in others. If it's all a dream, then it can all evaporate in a moment. It's not real. Our being convinced that it's real is what makes it painful. When we wake from a dream and we realize it had no effect in the world, the pain of it fades. This is a good day for us to ask for the divine to correct our minds, to heal our minds, to help us see what forgiveness actually is. It's a good day to embrace the Ho'oponopono, like Dr. Hugh Len, when he looked at the files of the criminally insane, of the terrible acts that were committed, and he said, "I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, thank you," where he was willing to take upon him the sins of the world, which is what Jesus did. Our part in the plan of salvation, each one of us, is to take upon ourselves the entire sins of the world. The ego finds that a bitter message, because the ego believes in punishment. There is no punishment, there is no sacrifice, merely correction, merely healing. As long as we perceive sin and harm in the world outside of us, it just means that we're not healed yet, and we have a mind that is insane enough to have a nightmare. And A Course in Miracles is asking us to give up the nightmare. May we do so, and may it be joyful. May we be happy learners, seeing that the path forward is gentle every step of the way, not thorny. And very much so, I wish you happy practicing.